this is laminated on the inside to keep the width consistent with this front piece, this middle piece, and all the rest of the pieces. But the thickness needed to remain consistent. For some reason, I didn't have this piece properly labeled. I thought I was supposed to laminate it. I didn't write laminate on it, but that's going to cause this front piece to stick out a little further than I want. We're going to route out, or maybe just use the table saw and notch this back quarter inch. We might do a quarter just to be safe. And I might actually router it, because you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, this front edge is exposed, and I don't want to see a notch in there. So change router bit time. Yeah, we'll see you on the flip side. All right, so I got the monitor. It's great. It works perfectly. It's a 17-inch. 5x4 is the actual ratio. Doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It looks and works great. I tested it already. It uses RGB input. Of course, the Pi only has HDMI and composite out. So I had to get an adapter, which I showed you in a previous video. The adapter works perfectly. Already tested it. Took the bezel off. 4 screws on the back in the corner, and then 4 screws for the VESA mount. Now that is unneeded. So the last question I had was, and this, so easy, control panel. Don't really need any of these controls, but they'll be in the back, accessible by, oh, the door's not on, took the door off, by the door, to be able to hit any of those buttons if you need to do any controls or anything like that. They're not permanently locked down. Ideal. Everything about this, perfect. The only thing is, what if I turn the thing on, I plug it in, whatever, and every time I gotta go in the back and turn on the monitor? What a pain. Someone plugs in the system. Plug it in. Bam! Goes right back into its on state. There's no real way for me to measure on the underside, so I'm just gonna draw the outline. Pretty standard all the way around. And I'll just measure in whatever that distance is all the way around. Make my cut. I might even make it a little inside, just because I don't really want to see any of this. I'd rather miss a little bit of the edge of the screen than see any of that. I have metal straps I could use. Strap it down, and I'm like, oh, gosh, I can only screw in a little bit in here, and is that going to be tight enough to hold? I got these. The strap will go across here, and then to this. And then one will go across here, and then to here. Not sure if that's enough for what I want. I'd like to do something really, really strong, because I really don't want this monitor moving at all. So a strap might not be enough for me. I don't have really very much of the aluminum angle left. To make something work with that would be a little challenging. So, still thinking through this solution. You know, of course, I could just run something across here, a piece of wood or something. You know, from here to here. You know, and somehow bolt it into there. You need longer bolts. I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll see how far I get there. Not quite sure. Yeah, but anyway, lining up the monitor, measuring the inside, cutting, good to go. May get to the cutting tonight, may not. Even with the jigsaw, man, it's not gonna be pretty. I may have to sand and sand and sand. And I don't know if I'm gonna do T-molding around the monitor bezel. I'm not sure if I want that look. So, we'll see if I do that. Alright, good video. 5 minutes.